Y'all know what it is. Eagles wear boxing, baby. You know it. That's right. Mm-hmm. That's a cayenne. Kind of switching in between ah, African bird peppers and cayenne. So I think I want to do the cayenne though. I'm gonna start doing the cayenne. Well, I'm gonna do both. Why not? Do the cayenne and the bird peppers. Supposed to be good for everything, digestion, everything, heart, all that. Need something. I need some. I need my heart back. Yeah. I don't know everything. I'm getting old, man. Uh, uh, Everything irritates me now, but not in that sense that irritation. But what things do is I'm starting to realize that no matter what your age is, you're probably a liar. You're probably a liar no matter what your age is. Yeah. So no matter what your age is, you're probably you're a liar. And for me to bring that up is probably not what you think. Because I don't mean that you're really a liar, but I mean it's not. It's just not. Just because you're a liar doesn't mean that things aren't the truth. You know, you say, well, it's a lie. No, it's something that we practice. Statements. People have brought this up before, but it's things that we practice, like that we say. You're your own doctor when somebody meets you for the first time. You're your own doctor, right? Because somebody asks you how you're doing, you say, "Oh, I'm fine. I'm great. I'm good." But are you really? Are you really fine? Are you really great? Hmm. Not really, because anything can happen, and then when anything does, you say, "Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know I had this. Or I didn't know I had that." You know. But some people, if a man does that, it's because the man is, he's masculine. It's not always a great thing to be that masculine if you want to have your health and you want to take care of yourself. Some people, their health is not important to them. Okay, I'm more or less like that, to be honest. I really don't care as much because it's like I could be hurt, and I don't just. I'm not gonna reveal it to anybody. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm fine. Shoot, just like that time, like I said, when I played basketball on a dislocated ankle, which is crazy. Cause I could have crippled myself to where I couldn't walk anymore. And that's, like I said, that's insane. But that's just what we do as guys. Guys don't care. Guys do not care to take care of themselves, and pressure is becoming more and more every year. It's more and more pressure on guys. Not necessarily just to take care of themselves, but just more and more pressure on guys. That's if you keep up with well, not even just new media. If you keep up with old media and just life itself, I hear a lot uh, one side when I'm out, talking to people and stuff, and I hear words that I've never heard when I was growing up, like the toxic word is all over the place. Uh, it just all kinds of like mixed. What can I say? It feminine masculinity. It's like all kinds of just. I'm like, what the hell? I wouldn't know if I was coming up and didn't pay attention. I wouldn't know what this stuff is, and to this day I still don't know what they're talking about half the time. Yeah, still crazy, crazy. But that's just where we live right now. You know what I mean? That's just where we live. So this is kind of it's going to lead us into the main topic. It's going to lead us into the main topic about getting and what we get and what we don't get. So it's like why we get and why we don't get. What you getting? Why you getting this and why you not getting this? Well, we're gonna find out. We're gonna see what the topic is about. So I had to more or less uh, I put us in check. Even though I go, I kind of go ballistic a lot of times when it comes to um, boxing, boxers, who you fighting and stuff. I go off sometimes. A lot of times I just go off about it. So it's like we're gonna try to clear some of that up. But I don't know, man. This is where we at today. Can somebody tell me? Are you comfortable with where you're at? One of the main questions is if you're, happy with where you're at. I don't know, man. Something about this, drinking spice, like hot spice, or something about it. It's like I shouldn't. You shouldn't be able to tolerate it like that. But I like it before I go to bed when it's nice and cold. Not the drink itself, but when it's cold in the house. I don't know. I'm starting to find out that I like it. I'm like, I like this when it's cold. It warms you up before you go to sleep in a nice cold bed. I like my bed to be cold for some reason. A lot of people like their bed to be warm, but I like mine to be cold. If it's extremely cold outside or whatever, or from outside, I like it to be warm. But if I'm in the house, doesn't matter. I like it to be a little bit cool because I know that if my bed is cool or cold, I know that I'm going to wake up probably comfortable. If my bed is warm when I get in it, I'm probably going to wake up cold. I'm going to wake up just the opposite because then I turn into like a blanket thrower. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's probably what I'm going to end up doing is lay down when it's nice and cold in the bed. Well, that's what I do anyway, though. So that's not nothing. It's nothing really new. You know. Yeah. But we'll get into the boxing portion, which is not really boxing. We got Andra, coming up, and I was listening to somebody. Yeah, and they were saying that he was one of the most avoided. Man, I don't really see that. I see that for me, David Benavidez is more avoided than Andrade is, to be honest. if you think about it. But then again, he is actually getting fights though. But who did he get a fight against? So he got Plant. Then who did he just beat up? Oh, that was it. That's who he just beat up, right? He just beat up Plant. Fundora got Lubin, beat Lubin up. Now Lubin's back, and we don't know. I haven't heard anything about Fundora. I know a lot of people turn their heads on him. Turn the other cheek. Oh shit! He's not as great as we thought he was. However, when you choose somebody that doesn't have that many fights in the first place, and you're sold, um, you're basing it probably off of just what you've seen them do, but you didn't base it off of who they done it against. You know what I mean? But let me go back over to this subject right here. Just talking about some of these fighters, like these smaller fighters, like Shakur. Shakur wants to, from what I hear, just all these little rumors going around. He want to fight Lomachenko now. Come on, stop it. Haney already put hands on Lomachenko. Now you want everybody want Haney's leftovers. Stop it. But Haney ain't nothing. Don't got no chin. Don't got no punch. He's the guy right now. Regardless, he the only one. He got all the straps. Who else in boxing got all the straps? I'll wait. There may be another fighter, but we got. Come on. Stop. Like I said, keep Haney's name out y'all's mouth until y'all beat him. When y'all beat him, then you can put his name back in your mouth. But if you don't beat him, then keep his name out your mouth for right now. And I don't care nothing about what you got, Eye of the Tiger and all this. Who cares? Who cares? You're not fighting the people that you need to fight. That's gonna be the main topic right now. That's the main topic right now is the fighters and stuff. We talk about this a lot, and I always say that we're not actually getting the fights we need. And I know you guys say, oh yeah, we're getting a lot of good fights. Yeah, we are. We're getting some good fights. But the thing is, I wanted to have like a few cards where the matchup was just insane. That's my whole point. I wanted to have like an insane fight card, with four like class AAA fights. And that's asking for too much. It might be asking for a little bit too much, you know, because these fighters are actually doing they doing what they're set out to do. That's all it is. They doing whatever they were set out to do. That's what they're doing, and we just got to accept it. We got to accept whatever they do. That's what we got to accept. It's like good. But here's the thing: is we want them to make fights. Well, I'm not saying I'm going to endorse every fight, uh, because these guys just if you fight somebody and I just don't feel like I'm not going. You know, you out there to make your money, but I'm not out there to give you no money, and I'm not going to give you a dime. I'm not going to give you nothing if I don't feel like the fight is worth it. This Shakur Stevenson fight, I wouldn't pay for it. Let y'all could pay for it. And really, I don't care how exciting the fight is. I don't care if it's one-sided or he gets beat down. I don't care. Whatever. You know? It's just a lot on my mind, man. I can't even really um, can't cover it. Yep. Just can't cover it. I will probably get into something because I know I'm a loose cannon. So there's things that if I want to talk about, we're going to talk about. You know, and so that's what we'll do. Because there's a lot of stuff that's going on, and this is when I talk. This is grown folks chat when we just talk about other stuff, not just boxing. We don't have a lot of boxing. Yeah, I got my blues on today. These are triple A beads right here, man. It's that blue tiger's eye. Yeah. But shout out to the ones that's just in here peeping around. Because nobody's actually coming over. You guys aren't saying anything today. It's a pretty decent Monday. I know I started off a little bit late. I've been a little bit. I've been dragging just because I've just been too busy. That's all it is. Just too busy. Yeah. I was out of town too long. Yep. Yep. You know, another thing I don't get why boxing why sports culture. It's starting to come. It's starting to make a lot of sense now. It's starting to make a lot of sense. How we got the sports culture that is actually helping to set the narrative with society when it comes to lack of respect, uh, for the elders. And the thing about it is, when you look at somebody paving your way, you got to realize how you got here. You know what I mean? You got to look at how you got here. You got to look at the paving of the way. Paved the way. You know, your great grandparents, your great 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 great, however far back you could say, they paved the road that you could even walk here, breathe here, and everything else. But they get no respect because you feel like that every generation is better than the one before. And I'm not 100% sure about that. I'm not 100% sure about that. Matter of fact, I know that to not be true. I know that to not be true because I was alive when they had old guys and they were saying, when they were talking about the old man strength and all that, and they're not now. There's still such thing as old man strength, but mm, crazy. They're not 20 years old. Matter of fact, some of them is not even 30 years old. A lot of them are like in their 40s, damn near 50 years old, and they're the world's strongest man. How could that be possible? Now, if you talk about something like speed and being fast, like running, that's different. That's different. Most older guys can't run with some young guys, but then uh, if you look at the guy who was racing Usain Bolt, who beat him, which is his name slips my mind right now. It wasn't Coleman, but I'll think of it soon. If somebody can give it to me. But yeah, every once in a while that happens. Linford Christie won the world's fastest man in his 30s. So it's like, what are you saying? So if you're 18, 19, and stronger, and the old man's beating you, then there's some kind of a problem with that. Even George Foreman showed you that, winning the heavyweight championship at over 40 years old. And I don't know how old George is. George is 70 something years old and can still beat people. He can still beat people at like 70 years old. But you will have people to talk shit, you know. Just like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is what, in his 50s or something? Mike Tyson can still beat people. A lot of people, most people. But then you know what you'll say? You'll single them out and say that, oh, he's just, he's a 1 in a million or something like that. But guess what? He's 1 in a million, or maybe 10 million, or whatever you want to call it, that actually laced up and fought professional. Don't you know that's not the toughest man walking the street? A lot of these guys, they get all this training, and they feel like, how they feel like they're like they say they give these labels like the baddest man on the planet like that. You don't know that. Uh, Fighting in your arena, maybe you're the best or the baddest. But let's say, for instance, that you're not in your element. Are you still the baddest? And it don't necessarily always have to be, weapons involved or nothing like that. But you're not. You might not necessarily be the baddest guy. You walk into a room, say, "Oh yeah, you're the baddest guy because you know how to put chokeholds on somebody." Well, you never know what somebody knows. Like I said, there's a difference between somebody who's a fighter and somebody who's like a killer. Because if somebody's a killer, that's end game stuff right there. Killer. And we talk about this all the time, but people don't. We talk grown folks chat. People don't like um, to be realistic, or they just don't. They just don't get it. They just don't get it. It's because of their upbringing. Upbringing. You know. But it's not always. It's not always just your upbringing. It's because when you get older, you can learn. You can learn the truth, or you can stick with your old ways. You can still believe in Santa Claus, or you can be like, you know what, that was just something that they had for us when we was children. Well, Gil, say what's up. What's up, Gil? How's your boys doing? How's that? How's Thurman and Spence? Oh, Thurm. I like Thurm, man. Thurm. Oh, yeah. I told you. I said. I know this first one. He must be Thurm. That must be Thurman. You silly for that, Spence and Thurman. Yeah, you a boxing fan for real though. If you got you name your dogs after fighters. Yeah. I don't know. So I was sitting here thinking again about about the fights that we get. And I mean, a lot of times you give out a reminder and stuff that we've been getting pretty good fights and stuff. I just wanted to, I don't know, for me, I just wanted to see a few cards in a row, you know, where we just had like four fights that was just like excellent fights, like, you know, so we could be like, that'll make us want to go to the pocketbook and maybe, buy these fights. But Shakur, I was talking about Shakur earlier. I'm not going to. I'm not going to. I'm not going to endorse that. I'm not paying to see Shakur, especially when he could have fought Haney already. I don't know what the excuses are. They always gonna make up some kind of excuse, you know, for why he didn't fight and all that. I'm not really caring. I'm not really caring why he didn't fight. All I'm knowing is that he didn't fight. I don't care. I don't care why you didn't fight. You're taking yourself out of position. You're gonna fight all these other fighters, and then, you know, it's kind of smart and dumb on Haney because it can always be looked at that was he was ducking because of the money, but shit ain't got nothing to do with your money. If you gonna fight, fight. And it could be stupid on Shakur's part for not taking it, because you should have took the fight. You know. What I was mentioning is that all the old fighters and young fighters and athletes are always in some kind of a beef or something like that. You know, this right in front is that all this stuff transcends. It goes right back into the household. You said Smith scored a 10-8 round the other day. Well, Spence, I thought Spence wasn't that aggressive, man. I thought not Keith, but I thought Thurman was the aggressive one. You said Spence got an 8 to 10. Oh, Spence got a knockdown on him, huh? Yeah, Spence out there putting them paws on. Spence putting them paws on Thurman. Gil said he had to give him a 10-8. Give him a 10-8 round. Did he take a standing 8 too? Did Thurman take a standing 8 on top of that? Probably took a standing 8. I guess it's true. I guess the beef is true. I guess they really don't like each other that much. Yep. That's crazy. Yeah. But yeah, so to turn, the the older people against the younger people, that you got to look at it that they're doing it. See, you don't really think about it as much, but they're doing it on all different levels. They're doing it in the sports level. They do it um, in the corporate world. They do it in the corporate world. They do it. It's only certain places that they don't do it. When you're like a legend or something like that, like say for instance, just something simple like an announcer. If you're an announcer and you're just a badass announcer, everybody's looking forward to hearing from you. Just like Michael Buffer, nobody just takes his place like that. You know, he's older, but shit, people want to hear it. Let's get ready to rumble. They want to hear that. They want to hear that. They want to hear Mike Buffer. When it comes to certain artists and stuff, there's no replacements. For like the Schultz and the Mel Blancs and all those type of people that did all the animation and the voices and stuff. There's no replacement for them. There's nobody that comes up right after them, because a lot of the stuff that they do is not something that you really train. You can't train yourself to really duplicate, and you can't even train yourself to really parallel with it. You can't. But on too many levels, there's just hate between the age groups when it comes to sports and when it comes to life itself. I don't like it myself because I didn't grow up that way. I grew up with the respect, and it's shameful because a lot of these young kids end up getting their ass whooped or something like that by somebody that's older, and then they have to learn that way. It's like, why? It should never came down to anything that was physical. Whereas when we grew up, nobody challenged you didn't challenge somebody that you didn't challenge people like that. Oh, okay. Spence got a little bit more size on him. I see you, Lala D. Lala D is in here. She said a Cynthia. How come you, Lala D? Why you got scared when Ryan was in here the other day? Ryan was in here. You didn't say as much as you needed to say to him. I need to see you put hands on him once in a while. If you listening, Ryan, yeah, she need to put hands on you, man. Yeah, Lala D said, "Hey, Gil Cole." Gil Cole said, "Hey, Lala, yeah, something. I don't have a like button right now. Got to update my phone." Okay, well you push the like when you get a chance to. Yeah. Now I don't know if this is true or not. So you guys let me know if you heard anything about this. David Benavides ended up with a. He's supposed to have like a pretty bad black eye that he got in sparring. So you guys let me know if you know anything about that. I don't know. Okay, I was at work. Probably got busy. Yep. You probably you got busy. I know you wanted to get him though. You came in. You came in jumping on him. I like that. I appreciate that you came in jumping on him. He said he was the most liked in the whole stream. Nah, not in the Eagles, but you ain't the most liked in here. And yeah, sir. Yeah, they love their fighters, which is okay. I like that they're not too that they actually like their fighters and stuff. Yeah, my thing was today is that we have a lot of fighters out there, and we might not be getting the best fights all the time, but we getting a good fight with David Benavidez and Andrade. We're getting a good fight, so hopefully it'll be like an excellent boxing match. But I slowed down because like I said, there's always levels to even the way that we think when it comes to boxing and everything else. There's always levels, and so I just started thinking. I just started thinking. I said, you know what? Maybe we're getting enough good fights. We're just at a point to where we just want more and more and more and more and more and more. But we gotta realize, like I said, I talk about this all the time, that these guys are negotiating for purses and everything else. Nah, you don't care about it. We don't care about how much money you're gonna get. You're messing up and not giving us the fight. We're not always gonna get all the fights we want. We just gonna get fights. That's it. So I guess we just gotta take what we get. Actually, we're at that level right now. When it comes to boxing, we are as take it as you get it crowd of fans. That's what we are. We're take it as you can get it group of fans. Because the public cannot call on most fights anymore. We can't call for the fights that we want. And and this is the main thing, is not the fighters. I started thinking about it. I said, well, it's not. Well, you could look at it as being the fighters, but it's not. It's just that we don't have fans don't have the voice that they need to have, and also you got too many fanboys and fangirls, and that's what kills it. Because if you're just a fanboy or a fangirl, what's gonna happen? No matter what your fighter does, your fighter cannot do anything wrong. They can't. They can't do anything wrong. Oh, he's just perfect, which is, we know that's BS. You're not perfect, but that's just the way it is. Is that these fighters have fans that are just strap riding to where no matter what they do, they can't do nothing wrong. It's like I don't. I mean, that's why it's better just be a boxing fan and not be like to like a fighter a little bit, but to not be like head over heels in front of them. Because you're gonna always somebody's always gonna come to somebody's defense. They're gonna go to different forums and try to make their get their point across. Their fighter can't do no kind of fouling, like Tyson Fury. We was told so many times that he's the most dirtiest fighter in boxing, but nobody wants to hear that. Oh no, he's great. He's just the best and all this blah 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 blah. And then an MMA fighter either draws him, maybe beats him, or maybe loses to him, but doesn't lose in a fashion in which we think he should have lost. And then I go back when I talk about this whole age thing. You think about it. George Foreman at 30 years old or whatever, in matching Ndongo's age, and they box, what would have been the outcome? It's all speculation, but what do you think would have happened? like an Ali would have fought in Dongo, what do you think would happen? Ali in his prime or something, because Tyson's supposed to be in his prime. A prime George Foreman, a prime Liston. It's like they need to stop with this. He's not as great as his fans felt like he is. Oh, here we go. I know Lala said some bad stuff. Lala said, I saw his eye. It did look bad. Okay. Is it a real picture? It wasn't retouched or nothing like that. Gil said he hadn't heard about it. Wilder versus Parker. We're going to see what it do. Because Josh was still too scared. We just not going to, like I said, we just not going to get the fight. Sunday, you got a lot of nerve speaking on this topic. The way you capped on Bud for Spence. I never capped on Bud. I don't like Bud's energy. Girls like Bud's energy. I don't like Bud's energy. That's different. You guys can love Bud's energy. I don't like his mannerisms sometimes. I never said I didn't like Bud. Skill said I didn't like Bud. I never said that. It's just some of the stuff he does. I'm just particular when it comes to guys. When it comes to guys, if you're going to have moms up there too, and I'm not talking about him exactly, but if you're going to have moms up there, have pops up there too. Give dads some credit too. People hate to give dads credit. He don't have all his belts right now for some reason. I know that. He's not none of these fighters are the best fighters ever. They just not. I'm sorry. I don't care what he does to his opposition that he has now. You got to look back, like I said, even if you look back in the archives and look at when Joe Frazier and them fought, you got to look at that era was nothing but boxing killers at that time. All of them, they was destroyers back in the day. I'll pull up I need to run this fight. I'm going to run an old fight, and you'll see modern style boxing. I don't see none of the skill sets of these fighters being any different. There's nothing. Oh my goodness. You guys, you'll get it one day. I don't really cap on Bud. I don't like Bud's mannerism. Bud is excellent. I mean, he's not the greatest, but he's like for this era, he's a good welterweight. But he thinks he can beat the whole world up. That whole kind of attitude like that, you have to have the attitude to where you could beat your opponents, but don't think you can beat up the whole world. There's somebody on the street that would knock his ass completely out. Believe me. Trust me. You live in cities and stuff. You know exactly what the hell I'm talking about. Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Some of these guys, even these heavyweight champions, they can't touch some people in their own neighborhood. Believe me. Even with their skill set. Oh, I'm a boxer. I can. Come on, stop. I'm going to respect you as a fighter. And your ways, however your ways are, those are your ways. But I don't have to love you for your ways. I don't have to love you for your ways. I'm sorry. So, you can get off me. Gil Cole's right. Doesn't Asante have a lot of nerve? Oh, wow. Look at now she's trying to get, because Gil's in here, you're trying to get him against me. Gil got his eyes out. He just laughing. He laughing. Both y'all laughing out there, Gil. And look at him sitting there like he ain't done nothing wrong. I don't do nothing wrong. Lord D, I'm gonna tell you something. For you to be so hateful of Eagles, I get a lot of love. I come on my own show, I get hate from you, but I actually get a lot of love. I do. For some reason, I get a lot of love. People always compliment me and stuff all day long. I don't believe none of it. They just trying to say stuff. Like, okay, so I'm going to get into that part. Because I didn't want to bring this up, but now I'm going to bring it up. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. And I'm going to see, just give me an answer. Just give me an honest answer about me. So, people give out compliments, right? But when people give out compliments, a gracious thing is this, not necessarily do this, but, oh, thank you very much. Appreciate it. That's how you deal with compliments in the most, for the most part. Sometimes you can go on a little bit more, like some girls, nobody's ever told me that, blah, 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 blah. Okay, but I want to ask you a question. Uh, how do you think I take compliments all the time? Because anytime I'm driving, I get some kind of a compliment for some reason. Is this if I'm in the car or something like that? I get a compliment on the car or something like that, or I get a compliment sometimes on the way I'm dressed. But how do you think that I actually, since if you know me, how do you think I actually take that sometimes? And then I'm gonna tell you. Like, hey, he did nothing wrong. Coach Ingram just said, I don't grind, I don't grind my boots on Eddie's couch. F your couch. Yes, I do. You said you a lot of now. So there's a division right there. You said you think I appreciate when somebody gives me a compliment. Okay, so a lot of D laughing. Okay, so that's two sides to that. So a lot of D, you're right on one side. Like if you was to give me a compliment, it would be for me. It would be love, and I would like it. I'd be like, thank you very much, love. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, queen, like that. Okay, but it's certain people, and I don't know what it is. I don't know, your neighborhoods where you guys live or the area that you live at. Where I live at, people are rolling down their windows just to give you a compliment, and I take the compliment and I say, thank you. I'll say thank you. I said thank you very much, or something like that. On the inside, I'm thinking that the reason I got that compliment is not necessarily as savory as a lot of people would take it. Like I got the compliment because they really do like what I'm driving or what I'm wearing, but I'm looking at like they're they're thinking, how in the hell is he driving that, or how in the hell is he wearing that, or like these for some reason I get a lot of compliments on these for a lot of times for I don't know why. They're just some damn glasses, to me. Ooh, look at you. Especially girls. Girls love them. Like, oh, look at you, those glasses or whatever. Oh, yeah. What are those? I said they just some Balenciagas. They just basic glasses to me. They help protect my eyes from blue light. But back to what I was saying. A lot of times when people give me a compliment, I don't take it like they really gave me a compliment because I'm just like because I don't know because when I was raised up, I started learning not necessarily sarcasm, but I started learning the subtleties in hate speech. That people think hate speech is just saying negative stuff, and it's not about always just saying negative stuff. A lot of times people patronize you, and that's I can't stand that. Like especially the donation people when they want you to give a donation. Oh, look at you all blinged out and stuff like that. I know you care about children. That's somebody hit me with that approach. Yeah, I care about children. I don't care about the children that you care about. Your program is to make you some money. You don't care about kids like that. Yes, you take save some money up and go over there and feed the poor people. All these countries we got to go. All these countries got so many riches that we got to go over and feed them. I'm like, nah. You got enough people here that need to be fed. I need to be fed. I ain't rich. You know what I mean? Feed me. No, I don't eat that much. I'm trying to get to the point where I don't eat very much at all. Like, man, it'd be wonderful. I've only had to eat like for one day out of a month. Oh man, one day out of a month, man. That should be a goal. Yep. Lonnie said you're not like Larry Holmes. Have you ever seen him? Someone try to compliment Larry Holmes. Oh my God. He never accepts them. He always responds, hey, I was okay, or something like that. He's something else. Yeah, yeah, Larry Holmes. Now, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. He was just like, yeah, he has like a smart ass response all the time. It's like he can't take it. And instead of just accepting it, because you take it, I did. I did not give. Gil said Eagles may have said F them kids. I didn't say. I did not say F them kids. It's just that a lot of these programs been around ever since I was a baby. And if them kids ain't been fed, them kids got to be grown up by now. Uh, those kids got to be grown up by now. We still feeding them same damn kids, man. They put them same pictures up of them little kids, those little brown, dark brown skinned kids. They put the same pictures up, man. Them the same pictures of the kids when I was little, man. Come on, stop it. That's when I was a baby. They had up them same pictures, but now they, I'm not against them. You trying to get your little bit of hustle on, and you want my $30 less for less. You want my less than $1 a day, and that's what they've been sticking with for less than. Well, see now it's less than $1 a day, right? When I was growing it up, it was like for because coffee was cheap or something. Something was cheap. Oh, for less than a cup of coffee, something like that. They used to say something. I don't know. Less than an ice cream cone. They can't say stuff like that because then you'd be thinking about buying your kids ice cream. But less than a coffee, you could you could get this child fresh water, this and that. And I heard that there's a guy named Mr. Beast that went over there, spent like 18, 19 months over some African countries over there, and had wells and stuff drilled so those people could get water. They live on a giant desert. United States has all the water. We got water everywhere. Everywhere you turn, we have water. United States has way more water than any other country. Not just the United States, but uh, the Americas. I'm talking about from Canada all the way down to South America. We got more water than anybody. But they'll tell you that life started in Africa where there's no water. Africa to me seems like that would be a place where you get sent for punishment. You get sent to a place where there's no water. That's kind of weird that a place with no water, that's where they tell you life started there with no water. But they told you that life came out of the ocean. That's another one of their little lies. It's not necessarily a lie, but life comes from water. And speaking of water, water has many memories and stuff. Water has, they find out there's something like that. They call it H2O, but it has intelligence. They're just finding that out. And water does have to have something because water takes on many shapes. Water can take on any shape in this world. It can take on any shape. Water. It can take on. It's the only thing that can take on any shape that there is water. Water can take on any shape. Prove me wrong. Any shape it can take on. It can be carved into any shape or just form any shape. Water can take on. There's no other substance that can do that. Okay, let me get back to Lala D jumping on, saying some other stuff. Lala D says, Sante, you and I are going to interview at least one boxer in 2024. I'm claiming it. A prospect, a pro, super famous, or not famous at all. I already know who I want to. Okay. We can get one. But one thing, Lala D, let me see, this is November, so December, January, February, March, April. So I'm gonna see if I can get DB to come over and we're gonna come see you in at least April. We got to come see you. We just hang out. We'll do a few things or something like that. We're gonna try to get over there. Actually, I got to make my way all the way. I got to go back up north to Canada, but it's just no time for that right now. Look at y'all, sir. Y'all, sir, you better salute to y'all, sir. He said, salute, Eagle. Yep. That's a bet, Lala. Keep in touch with me. And I gave you my personal email, too, though. Okay, he said, you too, Gil. Gil said, huh? Yeah, that's right, Gil. We should. I don't know. This is a project for us, too, though. How about... Okay, you in the Midwest. Gil's on the East, I'm in the West. How about we try to find a fighter somewhere that nobody would expect us to find a fighter. Like Kansas City or something like that. Let's just try to find us a fighter. I just said KC, but we might be able to find us a fighter. We might be able to find us a fighter that we endorse ourselves. I'll be down to do that. We can find a good enough fighter. We can endorse him ourselves to start him off. You know what I mean? That'd be a project. It'd be something to do. Yeah. Lottie said something. She said nothing is rich like the Americas. They don't want people to know it. Africa is cool, but the Americans have so much. Yeah, I'm starting to find out more and more, but it's not even just that, Lala. It's just that the worst thing, and I'm trying not to get my show taken down. Here's the worst thing, Gil, is that you might not know of, and Lala, you might not know, is that they lied so much about us that I know I brought it up in here before. Like, for instance, they talk about like burial mounds and stuff like that. Even a lot of the things that were what they call burial mounds, they weren't even burial mounds. They were places that stored energy and all that. And they were dismantled. That's why they end up being mounds, because they was dismantled because they had coverings. There's a lot of people discovering a lot of stuff because this is what I always tell. This is what I tell people. I've been telling people this lately because I get tired of people trying to do. I get tired of people trying to do like what they call their researchers. I get tired of people's scholarship, and so I just like stop it. I said what you have to do is go out in your own backyard. You have to be able to drive far enough to get into some type of wilderness up in where you live. Lala D, you live in a treasure land, to be honest. You can find a lot of stuff outside of Chi-Town. You can find a lot of stuff out. You just have to go out. Be careful, take somebody with you, but you can go out and find stuff. I don't know, some guy was finding these pyramids and stuff up north, and something happened to him because he was reporting to people, and this is right over here. California had a lot of pyramids. You could be driving down the road and see a pyramid, and they'll be like, "Wait, I ain't never heard about that." Probably Utah is one of the most undiscovered places in America, but nobody really goes there. That'd be a great place to just go. I mean, yes, you'll probably have to fly into Salt Lake City, but I would say just rent like a van or something like that, a bus, rent like a little bus or SUV or something like a 4x4, and just go searching around there. Just drive. Just go up one of those dirt roads. Make sure you got extra gas and all that. Make sure that car's running properly. Go up one of those roads, and you'll start seeing stuff for yourself. You don't need nobody. You don't need. People always rely on archaeologists. See, because if I make you rely on me as an archaeologist, what are you looking at when you think about archaeology? Usually they digging into the ground, right? How about the things that are around me? So if I'm concentrating on the ground, they dug up some bones. Then you're worried about the earth, like inside the earth. There's things inside the earth, but they're not going to dig far enough for you to find them. But you could be standing right underneath a pyramid and you don't see it because you're worried about some damn bones, some damn dog bones that didn't dug about the ground. It's like, see, they're blinding you. You can't see. They're blinding you to what you should be able to see on your own. That you should be able to just look around and see stuff. But you're busy looking on. Keep your eyes on the road. A lot of times you just see stuff. I was on post Navy grad yesterday, which is a long ways from where I live at. So I was in Navy post grad in Monterey. All that water was nice and blue, and everything was just so much out there. So I had to go to. I was going to the credit union. But anyway, so I'm over there, and I'm about to drive off the post, and I'm looking, and there's about on that post for protection, there was about 10 deer right there, just eating on the side of the road. And then remember, the speed limit there is like 20 miles an hour, and they're just all surrounded. They're down by the water. They're just eating like nothing. And this is on a post. This is on a fenced-in area. So they found some way to get up in there, and they said, we're gonna live here. No predators here. We're around the Navy, so we're around the Navy. There's nobody gonna, predatize us. But I didn't get the pictures. I should have got the pictures. I was just, I don't know. I was getting looked at a little bit, so I said, okay. So I backed up. I was gonna get pictures. I said, no, let me just go. When I should have just parked. If I would have parked somewhere, I could have just walked over and just got all the pictures and stuff. But I've seen a lot of these videos where the wildlife, where's wildlife gone wrong. I've seen a lot of those videos where a deer will charge you. I'm not trying to get charged by no deer. I just ain't. But you're right though, a lot of the Americans is really rich though. Just look it up for yourself. I'm gonna tell you what this will freak you out. This is gonna freak you out, Lala D, and this is for anybody. Look up. They have a thing where you can look up. Look up, and I just got this information too though. Look up fresh water springs. Water springs, fresh water and fresh water springs in America, in the Americas, and then look up the fresh water and fresh water springs in the continent of Africa. And your mouth is probably going to drop open. Yep. But anyway, salute back to y'all, sir, again. Lala D said, y'all, sir. Y'all, sir, say hello, Lala D. Hey, Miss Hussein, y'all, sir, up to it again. He got that face up there again, ma'am. He got that extra smiley face up there. Every time he say hi to Lala D, he gave me a salute. He could have gave me a salute and a smile. He just give Lala D that big old, like he just found some candy or something. I don't know about that, Miss Hussein, ma'am. With all due respect. Anyway, Gil Cole said that, y'all, sir, 100. Y'all, sir, said salute, family. Gil Cole. Lala D said, okay. Gil said he might as well interview me because I'm about to beat the brakes off of Derek Bailey in this week's Champ Ross. Oh, Champ Ross back at it again? Yeah, I didn't join this time, man. I'll get the next one. Because now my schedule's going to change. I ain't going to be working day and night. But I need to, man, through the holiday. I like to work like hard and long all the way through the winter. And then a little bit through the spring. So that way in the summer you can take more time off and go mess around. You know what I mean? I'm messing around this summer, y'all. If I'm fortunate enough to be here, I'm messing up this summer. This summer, I'm gonna get me some time off. I'm gonna work hard like days, like work all day, day, and then boom, then work all day for 4 days and take 5 days off. Work all day for 4 days and man, I'm getting me some time off. I'm gonna have my ass over I'm gonna be over at one of these beaches somewhere, one of these coastlines. Something like that. yeah. You talking tough, Gil, because my boy ain't here. Yeah, Derek Bailey ain't here. A lot of niggas, she laughing. She said, oh, okay, and then she said, true. Yeah, got a lot of stuff here. Gil said X. He said Eagles will have X-Files hour. Yeah. Nah, I ain't gonna be talking about no X-Files. It's just what I'm just saying is just truth, man. It's just you just gotta look around your own area, man. They've been. I'm not even trying. This ain't no cap, man. I'm just not trying. I'm just saying that these people, they've been lying to people they've been lying to England and all these countries, man. They just be lying, man. They just like if you see something out, like you just all of a sudden. I used to dig arrows up when I was growing up, out the ground. But then they make it seem like, certain things didn't exist. I'm like, wait, why am I digging up arrows and stuff? All kinds of stuff. Like I said, I showed you guys like that ancient stuff. I'm like, come on. We got so much ancient stuff. This is old lands over here, man. The reason you can know that America is old is because of the soil. The soil, and for the most part, that's how we feed the world because we got the richest soil. Now, if you were first, then you should have the richest soil. You should have all the crops. Guess what? We got all the crops. If you father me, then you should know a lot more than me, as far as technologically and everything. How many great inventors are from the U.S. or not just U.S. but from the Americas? Let me ask you something. Do you even know who invented the cell phone? Cell phone, computers, light filaments for lights, cell phone towers, washing machine, iron, um, oil pump for locomotives, cotton gin, a lot of different stuff. I mean, it's just thousands. Bleach. Like I said, washing machine, soap powder. I mean, just stuff that you need every day. Now, I'm not happy about some of the stuff that we invent because people exploit it and do things that they're not supposed to. And see, I don't want to get into that discussion because then when I start telling them, I'm gonna end up getting in trouble. Because a lot of stuff, just because you know how to make something, don't mean you should make it around everybody. Let me say that again. Just because you know how to make something don't mean you need to make it around everybody. Everybody is not meant to have an understanding of things that you know how to make. Because they're just like little kids. They're careless. And I'll tell you, and I don't have no beef with people. But there's a culture of people here where I live at that are stupid. They're really dumb. I mean, you have stuff like you have these things called storm drains. I don't know if most places have storm drains. And it tells you have to label the storm drain. It says do not no dumping here. Don't dump oil, antifreeze, all that. And you got people here that just dump it like it ain't nothing. There's a culture of people here that do that shit all day long. They don't care. They don't care about putting poison anywhere or anything. So you're fortunate to even be alive. But so these people be poisoning our water supply and everything like this. I should have got this picture because I was over in this neighborhood. So I was in a neighborhood in a place called Carmel. Carmel, for the most part, like the town of Carmel, there's no addresses. Um, so that saying that they have, if you know, you know. That's more or less how, when you go to Carmel, you want to go to Carmel, Lala? So you go to Carmel, you just have to know where stuff is. Yes, you ain't going to find it. If somebody lives in Carmel, if you don't know their streets, you ain't going to find out where they live. Because everything over there is approximation. There's no addresses. That's crazy. There's no address. They don't have address. They don't have a physical address. There's no numbers. You have to know. They'll tell you, I'm behind this bank over here, and they'll tell you where they're at. But that's how rich folks live. They have little signs like this on by their property. It says, "Please stay off the landscape." Are you kidding me? Where you go to the store and you get this cheap ass sign that you nail to the fence that keep off the grass. They have things, little official signs in their landscaping that says, "Please stay off the landscaping." The roads aren't that good because most of them just more or less private roads. But I was just looking at the neighborhood. I was like, wow, these people over here, that's how they live. I don't really know anybody over there anymore. I just have business over there, but I don't know any. I used to know a lot of people over there. But yeah, it's the difference between, it's a whole societal difference. When you're in an area that tells you to please stay off the landscape or keep off the grass, and absolutely no trash bins in front of the houses, absolutely no trash on the streets, absolute quiet. The neighborhoods are completely quiet. Nobody's bumping music. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with bumping music because I go through their neighborhood and I do bump my music, but then I turn it down a little bit. But then when I take off, I turn it back up. Yeah. Y'all, sir, said that the truth was out there. He laughing, but y'all, sir, could you make it any less obvious how much you love Gil? Gil's laughing again at y'all, sir. You right on time with it. Yep. Okay. Y'all, sir, at Gil Coles again. Perfect timing. Yep. Gil Coles with the 100. A lot of these said they lied to make us believe this is the new world or something. Yep. America's oldest thunder. Yeah. It's the oldest land. But that's you guys' thing. I want you guys to do that. You guys, please do that. I know you guys don't do shit that Eagle says do, but look up and see where's the most fresh water sources. Because if you realize, just look back even in their history where they were trying to tell, when they were lying and telling the truth at the same time, they told you that most of the things that traveled around the world or even within countries was on water. And the most prominent waterway in the whole of Africa is the Nile River. That's it. How many rivers we got here? We got the Missouri River, which is probably, I think, is the longest river. We got the Columbia River. We got the Mississippi River. We just got so many rivers and stuff over here. So yes, of course, we were able to go back and forth. They were able to go back and forth with us, but the reason they came over here uh, was to bring us few things. Turn the story back around. Let me ask you something. If you hardly have water where you live, you say, for instance, that you left your house and you knew you had to go across the desert. Let's say, for instance, you didn't have to walk that far. Let's say you had to go. Since it's a desert, it don't matter how far you got to go. You're gonna burn up if. Let's say you had to go 15 miles across the desert, but where you live, there's no water. How many people in where you live at is gonna venture across that desert knowing you don't have no water? Because that means you didn't pack any water or nothing. Think about that. Nobody. Now just think about it. If you got to go across the desert, but where you live at, but you could take is almost like a limit. You got mules and everything, or however you could drive. We could make it modern times or older times, however you want to look at it. But you could pack as much water as you need for like a month. But it's not going to take you a month to get across there. It's only going to take you maybe a day. Because, going pretty slow. Let me see. 15 miles. So it's going to take you, say it's going to take you a day just because the terrain is not flat. Just think about it. But you got all the water. That trip is not impossible for you. And you're okay, like, oh, we got plenty of water. But just think of just the opposite. You don't have water, but you're doing all this traveling. It don't make sense. Because you get somewhere where it's too hot, you're going to sweat all your water out, and then what? It's a lot of trickery that went around. Like I said, when you mix truth with a lie, then it's still a lie. Because truth is going to be something that stands by itself. If you mixing lies with it, that's what it is. It's a damn lie. But I hope we get this fight though, Lala Andre. I hope David Benavidez don't use that as an excuse not to fight. And why'd you get your eye all busted up and sporting with those big ass gloves on? Are you aging in front of us? Is something happening to your body already? Things happen. Yep. Yeah, Sir Gil's my brother, but not like the way Earl and Yellow BC are brothers. I don't know nothing about. I'll stay out of that. I'll stay out of any kind of meat. I bring stuff up in here. If I bring it up, I'm asking you guys about it more than I'm trying to figure it out myself. I'm just asking, just like I asked about the David Benavidez. So one person seen it. Lala D says she's seen a picture of David Benavidez' eye and it was messed up. It was pretty bad. Gil Coles, on the other hand, said he didn't see nothing. Me, on the other hand, I don't know. So there's a lot of things that go on. And people do stupid shit, especially like if you high and drinking and all that, you do a lot of this you do weird shit. I've been around weird people. Like I can't. The one thing I can't stand is a weird drunk. The weird drunk that really likes you a lot for some reason. He just feels so much more comfortable because he's been drinking. I don't like that. Like slobbering like lightly and all. You're cool, man. Like that. I don't like that. Like, dude, just go sober up somewhere, man. Don't. The funnest people that are drunk or under any kind of influence are those that only partake until they got happy, like when they was just laughing, because they make you laugh. I think people I'm not condoning none of this. I think people that are high make me, when they're like high and laughing, they make me laugh my ass off. Or drunk and laughing, they make me laugh. They bring a certain mood. It's just the ones that overdo shit are the ones like these walking statues they got now be on that fentanyl and shit. They just be all bent over like, that's sad. I don't want you around me. That's sad. And I'm not condoning any of them. I'm not saying go out and get drunk until you get, laughter, or get high until you laugh. I'm just saying those people are more fun to be around. The ones you got to watch when somebody's throwing up and you don't know if they're going to die or not, that's so stressful on somebody who's not drinking, man. Come on. I know people where they had to go look for their sisters and stuff, or a brother in the street because they, all strung out or something. It's like, that's sad. Yep. A lot, they say, well, some people wholeheartedly believe the Nile lives over here. I have no comment on that. She said I didn't research it up, but God warned us that so many things are the opposite of what they teach. That's what I do. I teach. That's what I teach. I teach to be careful because things might just be the opposite. Because they talk about Africa, that they bought Africa. It don't even make sense to bring somebody to take somebody from somewhere. Come on, it doesn't even make sense that you go into a dried out ass place to find people. Why would you go to a place that's all dried out and desert to find people? That shit don't even make sense. Now you might have took some people over there to make them lose their identity. And that's what the hell happened, is they took people from over here and they planted them other places. Because the actual U.S., in between the U.S., so if you take the United States itself, in between the United States and probably like the top of probably Brazil, the climate really is the best climate that there is. That's the best climate there is. Right? And so it only makes sense to travel in between the best climate. If you want to deliver somebody somewhere, yeah, I'm going to take you down to Brazil. I'm going to take you over here. I'm going to take a couple of you way up north so I can, spread my lie. I'm going to take a few of you over here. But the most traffic is going to be within where the weather's nice. Nobody wants to travel in bad weather all the time, especially when you don't have the capacity to be traveling in bad weather. Even today, we don't travel in bad weather very much. There's only few things that travel in bad weather. A train travels in any kind of weather. That's different because they're so big and heavy. And they're on the track. So a train, but a lot of planes that can get grounded if it gets too cold. The wings ice up. If it's too much snow, if it's too much wind, if it's too much dust, if it's too much rain, hail. There's a lot of things that can keep a plane grounded. There's a lot of things that can keep a boat docked, like the weather, the waves, all kinds of stuff. Train is probably one of the only things that can keep moving in bad weather. Even in traffic, you can't even drive if the weather gets too bad. So why would you even want to travel or take anything from the north when the weather's bad? You're going to stay consistent in a certain area if you're moving around a lot. It's hard to teach people though. You also say anybody watch the pressure for Saudi? No, I didn't see it. Yep. A lot of these, she said something. So now you want to stay out of it because it was Spence. If it was Bud, you'd be acting like CBS News. What? What are we talking about Spence about? I'm not. I don't talk about Bud about nothing. I don't talk about Spence about nothing. And I'm not gonna keep covering myself when it comes to Bud. You guys always think I'm so much against Bud. I root for Bud more than most fighters. I always root for Bud. I just don't. I don't like. Girls is gonna love Bud, so I already know that. So I don't even trip because girls is gonna love Bud. I just don't like. I don't like Bud's ways for some reason. For some reason, it probably reminds me of somebody. That's all. He just reminds me of certain people, man. It's just like some of the things that I talked about earlier. Just like when the brown folks have their meetings and people want to interrupt, those things pass from generation to generation. So maybe his attitude passed from generation to generation, and I don't like it. He could be probably he's a cool person. I didn't say I don't like him. I didn't say I hate him and I don't like him. I didn't say nothing like that. I don't know why you guys always put me against Bud. Like, oh yeah, Eagle just so much he just hates Bud. I I don't. I like Bud. Bud is cool. But you guys want me to get on the Bud bandwagon. I'm not on nobody's bandwagon. You talking about Earl? I don't give a shit about Earl. There was a point where I liked Earl's attitude when he first was talking about man down strap season, that he want all the smoke. I was I was team Earl when it came to that. Now all his extracurricular stuff and all him doing a lot of shit like getting drunk and crashing all that. I'm not with all that. I'm not with that shit. The same thing like with Tank Davis. I like Tank Davis when he does shit that's too dumb. No, I'm not with all that. But I'm not gonna abandon him and say, "Oh, I just don't like him no more." It's just like, man, he's making, because you are allowed to make mistakes. And this is another thing. What I was gonna talk about is when you, I don't, I don't really necessarily believe that whole mistake thing. Or when you're young, you can make all these mistakes and this and that. You got to learn. No, a lot of that is bullshit for me. Now you guys might fall for it, but for me, it's just nah. Oh, I was young, so you just never wanted to learn. Come on, stop it. Some stuff people do, you can learn the truth if you want to. Oh, I'm too young for that right now. I got to go out and party. I got to do this, do that. Then you get too old, you ain't got nothing for it. You know, there's a lot of people that are getting older and older and they still haven't even started any kind of career. And I'm not saying that having a career is going to get you your 401k. It can. It's a better possibility because they could close your company down and just give you some kind of payoff or something. Screw you out your money. But there's some people that don't have nothing. Some people that don't have no kind of insurance, no kind of backup plan. They just don't have anything. And it's all because they just wanted to just go party and all that. And it's not like they didn't know. It says, don't you know, especially if you had a child, said, don't you know that you're gonna have to be responsible for that child? Don't you know that you're gonna have to provide something, and you're gonna have to provide something for yourself? So for me, it's just hard for me to have any kind of understanding. If you get over, I would say, if shit, I'm giving you too much of a cushion. If you get past 24 and you haven't decided that you need to do something for your life, something's wrong. That's just the way you want to be. You can't live off the streets you ain't gonna retire off the streets because you're probably gonna blow your money trying to show what kind of bling you got. Oh, check out this chain. Look at my vine. Look at me. I'm all laced. Look, I'm wet. Look, I'm laced up. I'm this, that. That's like, come on. But you ain't got no kind of savings. You ain't got no kind of insurance. Nothing. I'm hard on people because the thing about it is society is for all stands of society, like from the NBA, NFL, and everything. They're setting all these young people up for failure. In social media, they all setting all these people up for failure because they're teaching them how to go get real estate and spend money and all this and maybe come up with but they're not teaching them life itself. This shit can happen to you. And there's no excuses. Because now you're so grown at 16, you know everything. So all you 16-year-olds out there, you know better than your parents and grandparents. So you get no breaks. I'm watching a lot of these videos where they act like it's satire, where you got where you got these grown folks coming back home. They say, oh yeah, they say, Mom, yeah, you was right, we was wrong. Yeah, it's hard to make it out there on your own. And they go back to the house. What you doing back on the home if you're grown and you had it all figured out? Because you can only live with 4 people in an apartment for so long before the walls tighten in on you. Because you're gonna get tired of people getting in your stuff. Yeah, man, I just put this in the refrigerator. Why is it gone? You're gonna get tired of that shit. You're gonna want to be independent. You're gonna want your own. Just saying. Yeah, look Lala D. Yes, y'all sir, something. Yeah, y'all sir said. You tell Eagle Lala D. See, y'all sir, I don't know why I even mess with you, man. I don't know why you still a mod. Y'all sir jumps on me more than anybody, and you from across the pond, brother. And you come in, you always come in, you come in here against Eagle. You say salute Eagle, and then soon after you say salute, you say like I got him with the salute, y'all. So now I can just talk a lot of shit. That's one stack card, even though it would have been better if it was Wilder versus AJ. But I'm buying it. Of course, you're gonna buy crap. Wilder, we may never see the Wilder AJ, but it's okay. Part of my point today, that's why I made the title the way that I had it, is because that we are looking for some fights. It says we get it or we don't, and some of these fighters just aren't gonna fight each other. They're just not, for one reason. If we believe what the reason is or not, they just not gonna fight. If it's the money or if they scared and they just don't want to know, let us know that they scared. We just not gonna get some of the fights. We just not gonna get. We can't get every fight. And I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm satisfied with all the fights I get, but we're gonna get what we get. You know, we're not beggars, but we can't be choosy, I guess. So whatever fights we getting. And here's the thing about the Andrade versus Benavidez fight. It is a win-win on both sides of the coin. But for me, it's a bigger win for Andrade. Because you had so many people that ducked him and disrespected him, especially like Canelo, disrespected him. Tell him, oh, you want the payday, you want the payday. No, yeah, I want payday, but I really want to just whoop your ass. So he wins, then that's a big ostrich egg to Canelo's face for ducking and hiding from Benavidez, and then not fighting Andrade because of he wants payday. But it's gonna be a win-win. I'm still gonna go with Andrade. I know that people think that Gil Coles thinks that Benavidez is gonna knock him out late, like he's just gonna get to him and knock him out. I think he's slick. I think he has enough movement, and I think he's smart enough not to just be standing there and letting Benavidez stand up straight and go, just stand up straight and do that shit. I think he will connect to the body a few times. And if that eye doesn't heal up good enough, that eye will be puffing right back up. I would say Andrade, all he has to do is just be active in the fight. Don't get caught up with getting flurries and stuff. Just get your payback. Get your body shots in, and make him swing at air. If I said make him swing at air and clip him. But one thing you want to make sure you do is you want to catch him with something that's significant during the fight. A lot of these says it's a bigger win for Andrade. Yes, it's a big win for him. Eagles' two favorite fighters are Bud and Fury. No, I don't. I like Bud. See, people, y'all got to stop getting this misconstrued. I like Bud. It's just mannerisms for me. It's just something about him that I don't like outside of boxing. I like him. Fury, I just don't like, period. I don't think his boxing skills is up to where y'all think it is, and he's a cheater, and I just don't like him, period. It's something like that. Yeah, y'all sir said I'm willing to pay the full 20 to 25 pound they're going to charge. Yeah, you guys are very fortunate because you guys don't pay like we do over here in the Americas. A lot of these say, yes, true. Asante, they took people from here. Asante is smart as a whip. That ain't really smart. It's just that when they start hiding history. So like when you look into stuff like Sierra Leone and stuff like that, why there's no history, and why they made it seem like there was a ship that brought Americans from here to there, only one ship that brought them from here to there to start a certain government over there, and that government over there ends up being the one that doesn't charge all the fees, all the tariffs and stuff over there. As long as you got their flag on your boat, you don't have to pay as much money. What was all that about? How'd you make that such a free country over there? And why don't you ever talk about the government and the real people over there? How come you can't find nothing? I try to dig into that to try to find some kind of history. It's hard. When you can't find the history that is hidden like that, that means they're lying about something. Yeah. Anyway, y'all sir, a lot of laughing at y'all sir laughing some more, and it's true. And she also bigger win. Yeah, it could be a bigger win for Andrade. Yep, it's a bigger win for him. But what I was saying it is it's a win-win. It's a win-win for boxing. It's bigger for Andrade, I think, because it what it does is I think it slaps more people. Benavidez win it don't slap as many people because it's like, see, I told you. But if Andrade win, it's like it's see, I told you with a little bit more emphasis on it, with a gangster stand like on top of that. Yeah, I told you what. So it's more of a what on top of it. It's not just I told you like that. It's more of a what. Now what? Now what? Now come get some. So with Andrade, we got to keep it in perspective. It's like now, who wants something now? Come get it. That's what I got. Y'all said so. That's what I got. I got Benavidez to KO between 9 and 12. Uh, got to decide for my Champ Ross pick. Yeah, so y'all sir and Gil got the same thing. Gil got from 10 to 10, 11, and 12. You got from 9 to 12. Why so diverse on your how many rounds? Why is it gonna take that long? Has Andrade ever been out before? How many fighters have knocked him down in his whole career? Has he even looked? How many fights have he looked like he was just too vulnerable and wobbly and like somebody could have had him out? And Lala D said to you, y'all, so she said Yadik Saab. That's YDKSAB. Yadik Saab. And so figure out what that means. I know it means the first part, it means you don't know. And then the sad part, I'll let you figure that out. Said you don't know. You don't know sad. So that's our new word. Lala D put a new word in Eagles Web. is Wydick Saab. Yep. And that the DK is not Donkey Kong. And yeah, you right, Lala D. I agree with you. YDKSAB. Yeah, sir. You hear us? You hear me and Lala D? YDKSAB, son. Now what? But like I said earlier too, though, I still much respect out the tank for saying that he needs a Haney fight. I appreciate that. I'm gonna keep bringing that up because a lot of these fighters aren't saying who they need. They're just saying who they could be, who they fight next. But they're not saying, oh, I need this fighter to propel me, because a lot of them feel like I'm already there. They do. A lot of them feel like I'm already there. Yeah. And a lot of you fighters, you're not really there. Like you might feel like you're there, but you're not there. And your little boyfriend Shakir, he's doing too much. Lala D. He's just doing way too much. His mouthpiece is everywhere. I don't know what he need to try to just sell his fight. He need to keep Haney's name out of his mouth and any fighter's name out of his mouth. Just enjoy your fight. Just try to put on a spectacular show. Don't worry about he gets real emotional too. I don't know. I don't really like him when it comes to his personality. Sometimes I don't like him. He's a good fighter, but I don't like this. For me, your emotions and shit it really turns me away sometimes. You know what I mean? The way that you get emotional. Nobody's having fun with it. Because he talk about the greatest of all time. He talked about Muhammad Ali. He used to have fun with it. You know, he'd be serious, but he was serious when if it was a serious subject, he would be serious. But like I said, he's the most. At 22 years old, he's more articulate than any of even these older fighters that's still fighting. Just had a way. That's why he ended up being the greatest. Because you guys want to base all this on how many fights somebody won and all that. It's not what it really. That's not what it really is in any sport. Because before that, you're a person, before you're some kind of an athlete and stuff, and you had to go through some kind of training and all that, and you still ain't the baddest man on the block. I'm still convinced about that, that you still ain't the baddest man on the block. Because I've seen the baddest man on the block get his ass completely mopped a lot of times. That you was the baddest man on the block and end up getting your ass knocked the F out. That's why it don't pay to be a bad man. I'm not a bad man. But it doesn't pay to always be a bad man. Sometimes you gotta be a humble man. You gotta be a gracious man. Don't always be the baddest man. I'm the baddest man in the world. Okay, bad man. And then when you lay it out on the floor, you still a bad man. You just a knocked out bad man. But Shakur, just get your fight done and stop avoiding fights that you need to have, because you may not ever get a Haney fight now. If Haney don't even fight, if Haney stays at 140, because there's a chance that you and the Tank, nobody might be able to get a chance to fight Haney. Haney wins at 140, he may stay at 140. And Haney's not small. Eventually, Haney, he'll probably end up at 147. Nobody's going to be there. I'm telling you right now, that's a plan for Haney. Because even Boots have probably been moved up by then. Let's think about it. 5 years from now, Haney could be welterweight champ. Ain't nobody going to be in there messing with him. Everybody going to be at 154, because 154 is about to clear out. 154 division is more or less cleared out right now. A lot of the 147s right now can move up to 154. Tell me if I'm wrong. Yep. A lot of D jumping on me now. She said her son there, she said YDK SAB comes from Roger Mayweather. Oh, I know what it means, girl. Stop it. She said you don't know shit about boxing. That's why I just told y'all. I said the first part is, I said we're gonna start using. That's why I told you, girl. We're gonna start using that word. We're gonna start using that in here. The YDK SAB. That way you ain't got to. You don't have to write all the words out. I knew exactly what you was saying. Lala D didn't give me no credit. Dang, Lala D. Dang, what an insult. 1 minute I'm smart, the next minute I don't know shit. Yeah, I'm talking about Shakur. Your boy need to calm his ass down and just fight. Shut his ass up and just fight who he's fighting. He could have had other fights. Don't be trying to look like you a maniac and you raging and you hot and you mad and shit like that, that you a killer. Don't try to look like you a killer if you ain't fought everybody. If you ain't even tried to fight everybody, stop trying to act like you a killer. I'm a killer. I'm a killer up in here. A lot of D tell him. A lot of these co-signing and shit. I'm a killer up in here. What? Huh? Y'all don't know me like that, son. I'm Shakur. I'm Shakur around here. I'm the killer. I am the killer. I kill you much. Stop it. Shakur, stop. Just please stop. Please. Stop it. Stop it. Stop with it. Just stop it. Fight who you need to fight to get your funds up or whatever. But see, the thing about Shakur is, I think I don't like a lot of stuff he does, because I feel that he could be a boxing star. He could be. He can be a boxing star, but he just got to just start. He got to put the work in. He got to get these fights. See, Davis got put on early, right? Tank Davis, he got put on pretty early, right? When he fought Pedraza, he got put on pretty early. You know, a lot of his fights leading up to the Pedraza fight, he got put on early. Like, he got the exposure, and then he fought him. And then when he went over there, he took some of the people with him when he went over there and beat up the guy over there. What's his name? Walsh when he went over there and beat up Walsh over there. So he just took a lot of crowd with him. It wasn't even because of Mayweather. It's because he's excited. He's just knocking people out. It's like, damn, he's the uppercuts. He's just doing stuff, winning spectacularly. In a lot of his fights, most of his fights end up dramatically, in dramatic fashion. And you guys, your fights aren't going like that. So you have to fight because you're not beating everybody up like that. But Haney made it too because Haney started off so young, and he went through all the challenges. He done fought Lomachenko and went over, got the belt over, and went to fought over in Australia a couple of times, and just like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe your career decisions aren't as good as they should be. I'm not mad at him. It's not like I don't like his boxing skill. He got a great boxing set, but a lot of these guys, they just on the wrong path. Even when they seem like they should have it all, they wrong path. They just on the wrong path. They just Anthony Joshua just gave money away for not fighting Wilder and stuff. That whole dynamic would have been changed. It's like you guys are trying to convince us that you're prize fighters, and then you get offered the biggest prize of your career. You don't want it. It's okay. I don't want it. Man, please. That's like you getting a job assignment, Lala D, outside of your regular assignment. Now your bosses trust you to do something else. They're gonna pay you, and it's not really no sweat on it. They're gonna pay you 3 times as much as you make a day, and you're gonna spend the same amount of time doing whatever, and it's no sweat. And you say, oh, it's okay. I'm just gonna stay in my realm. You just ain't gonna do it. Come on, stop it. You just stop playing. Yep. Yeah, so he said, let me see, make sure I did know. I gotta read everything now. Shakur, a lot of these said Shakur. She said, oh, okay, Asante. I thought you knew what YDKSAB, but I wasn't sure. Well, you should have said, I thought you didn't know. I thought you didn't know, but I did know. Shakur got in the ring, and Haney ran with his tail. Okay, Haney ran with his tail. Okay, whatever. We're not talking about whatever. If you think somebody ran with their tail, you got to offer the fight. Stop trying to attack Shakur as a way of hating on Bud or something. Oh, my goodness. I don't hate on, you know what? I'm not even going to cover this more. You guys can call, if you want to call me a Shakur hater and a Bud hater, go ahead. I don't care. I'm not going to keep trying to explain myself to you guys because you guys are just acting slow for no reason. A lot of D, y'all such a lot of D's. H Money panelists these days. A lot of D, y'all sir. Y'all sir, she laughing. That's H Money dude is a piece of work. Yeah. Y'all such a lot of D. You check his lives out, they were hilarious. At Team Shakur, yeah, H Money, a lot of D said, y'all sir, okay. Laughing out loud, I sure will. Y'all sir, again, a lot of D might make you not want to be a Shakur fan. Had me questioning my pick of Shakur over Haney and Tank. Yeah. Well, the thing about it, I don't care who wins none of these fights. That's what you guys got to understand. You might not understand that about me, but I'm telling you to please understand that. Is that I just don't give a damn. I don't care. I don't. I just want to see a good boxing match. I don't want to see no one-sided fight, no blowout. I want to see something that's competitive. We're still looking, or I'm still looking for that fight where one fighter gets knocked down by the fighter he's fighting, then he knocks that fighter down a couple times during the fight. That's what I want to see. I want to see a good knockdown, drag out. I want to see one of these best performing fighters in some kind of trouble. I want to see what kind of heart they really got. Are they gonna just keep getting up? Like even Joe Frazier never took a 10 count. Believe that? Never took a 10 count. Joe Frazier never took a 10 count. He had to be waved off like, I don't care. You can just kill me. We don't get those kind of fights. George Foreman only took one 10 count. And he made up a lot of excuses like he was confused on when to get up, stuff like that. You know, a lot of the fighters just never took that like a 10 count. And they get back up and they still want to fight. Who is that, Lala D? You probably know this one before I get out of here. Who was that fought? It was his best fight that he ever had against a top contender. The guy that knocked out Simon Brown, remember? Was it Pettigrew? Who was that? Was it Pettigrew knocked out Simon Brown? Simon Brown had never been out before. He was laying on the ground. And this ain't really funny, but he was laying on the ground, like determined to fight. He was still throwing punches on the ground like this. He's laying out, like he really knocked out, but he's still throwing punches. Man, that's dedication. That's like, I don't care if I'm out. I'm still trying to. He's still throwing punches, man. That was a sad knockout, though. But anyway, yep. I want to see all the fights as well. Yep. Yep. Yeah. So again, if my favorite fighter or one I pick gets whooped, I'm still gonna sleep good and satisfied. I watch a good fight at least. That's what I'm saying. I don't really care. You got to sleep good. But you get the one thing that you do get through the media, through this new media, is you get to go to different forums and just watch all the new experts that came out. All these new experts always got so much to say when their fighter wins, and then if he loses, then they ain't got shit to say. Just give the other fighter credit and just say that, you know, my fighter, you know, I was going with him and he lost, you know. Sometimes it's tragedy. Sometimes it's tragic moments, like I said. Sometimes it's people manipulating gloves. Some people putting concrete in gloves or whatever. Sometimes it's skill set. You know, sometimes it's just a mismatch, and sometimes it's just a competitive fight. Or, you know, it could be, like I said, it'd be 10%, it could be bullshit. But mostly 90% is just good fights. But I'm not going to say I know it all, because I don't know what some of these fighters be doing. They got new ways of sneaking and tricking and cheating. And so I don't know. Hopefully that they're not. Hopefully that these fights that we get are real and legit, which is a big reason why I'm an MMA fan. Yep. But hopefully, like I said, we'll get some better fights. Shakur, shut your ass up and fight. Get us these fights that we need. You guys talk shit about Tank, but Tank is saying the right things, though. At least he's saying he needs somebody to propel him, where a lot of you guys are acting like, I don't need nobody to propel me. I'm the best. You sound like somebody else that's retired that's supposed to be the best and shit like that. Which, this is kind of a cold cut that Tyson put on him, though. And I'm not going to mention the fighter, but Tyson said that you're a scared little man, if I'm not trying to paraphrase. Said you ain't a real man like that, because you can't even take your kids to school. God dang. If somebody puts you on that status, that's heavy right there. When somebody puts you on something like that, tell you that you can't even take your kids to school. God dang, you can't take your kids to school, and you're supposed to be so prestigious and supposed to be so well known and so well respected and stuff like that. That's a real shot to the low ones right there. But anyway, my shout out to all the real people that I see, and my shout out to all y'all that mess with me. Y'all know what it is. So Eagles wear boxing on Wednesday. It's nothing but blessings, Lala D. Anyone who defends taking but attacks Shakur, DKS, DKSAB. Okay. Well, I don't attack Shakur without attacking Tank. I jump on Tank too. I got more of a close connection with Tank, because Tank makes me laugh, y'all. That's what y'all don't understand. His personality too, man. Because Tank can do dumb shit, but Tank can still make you laugh. Tank is an idiot sometimes. Tank still make me laugh, man. It's something about people that are humorous when they do stuff. Just like Ali used to do a lot of dumb shit to it and make you laugh, though. It's just that you have to touch a person's core everywhere. Me, if I like you, just like you guys don't come in here. You guys aren't just one way when you guys come in here. You guys are different ways when you come in. You're not just one way. You know what I mean? Like y'all, sir, he come in with his foolishness, but he'll start off by saying, he at least say salute. Gil comes in with his foolishness, but he at least, and he's making great points all the time. We talk about his, his new dogs and stuff like that, and all kinds of stuff. Everybody has something. Like you come and talk about your recipes and you know, versatility. We go back and forth, but even if you defend these fighters or you don't defend them, like I said, at the end of the day, which is corny, um, I like a person to be more versatile and shit. You could, like I said, Tank to me is, he talks a lot of crap, but Tank is funny. I'm sorry, Tank had me laughing though, so I like it. But anyway, y'all know what it is. It's nothing but blessings though. I see y'all. Y'all sir said peace on. Lala D said ciao to y'all sir. Y'all sir said bye, Lala. Okay, you got the peace sign up good. Miss Hussein must have been looking down your back. I'm glad. That's right, Miss Hussein. Appreciate you, dear. Looking down y'all sir's back like that. Yep. Making sure he just put up a peace sign. Instead of all that smiley shit. Every time he come in here smiling at Lala. All the time. Always come in here with that smiley shit. No. You and all that old smiley shit. Gil, give him a thumbs up next time. Gil gonna come in, no thumbs up. Nothing like that. I'm gonna catch y'all.